We're floating like butterflies and stinging like bees. Rumble, you badass jet pilots, rumble. Welcome to the Wingmen Show. I'm Drew Brown. We hope to inspire, entertain, and hopefully learn so we can all grow and be happy, because happiness and serenity are the keys. I'd like to introduce to you my man. Since this is the Wingman Show, I want to introduce to you my man, my main wingman, Dr. Paul Thompson. What's up, Brother Paul?
Well, good morning, Mr. Drew. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from Drew Brown, Dark Gable, the American Dream. He's the man, the myth, the legend, the pilot's pilot, the role model's role model, and most importantly, his royal fullness. That's an official title given to him by the Queen of England, I think, or me. In any case, I hope you like the podcast. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Pass this to all your friends and neighbors, even people you don't like. It may help them. I'm doing fine. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for that, Paul. Paul, we're changing a little bit the show, just a little bit, the way we're doing the show, because of just what's going on in the world every day. And you and I, our real conversations happen, actually, when we talk about things off the cuff and talk about news. So I just want to talk about this one that just happened. I don't know if you saw this, but 40 people were stampeded to death. And I can't think of a more horrible death in Israel over a religious ceremony. The real ultra-Orthodox Jews, and I'm Jewish, so I believe I have the right to say this. Like, I'm Black, so I can say things about Black. But I really want to say this. These are ultra-Orthodox Jews who actually got more COVID because they refused to listen. They're exactly like all the other kind of people that we have in this country on the fringe that don't want to actually ingratiate themselves, ingrain themselves into society. So these people, believing that they were speaking with God, I know they do. I know we do. You and I do. But they actually did something where 40 people died just because they didn't have the intelligence and they thought that they were brought there. It is exactly like Jim Jones, just different religion, different people. Do you know how many people actually drank grape juice and committed suicide in the name of a god?
Hundreds of them.
Yes.
In Guyana.
It happens all the time. In Kentucky, they play with rattlesnakes. Mm-hmm. You understand? They found something about serpent in the Bible, and now they went right to that. There might be 2 words of bite and serpent and 6 pages in between, and they put it together. So my point is, these ultra-Orthodox Jews, when COVID was rampant, the ultra-Orthodox Jewish communities were ravaged with COVID.
Okay. Now, that wasn't, you understand, that they died from the Stampede, though. It wasn't.
No, they died from the Stampede.
Okay, that was something different. Okay, you're talking about the spread of COVID too.
Yes, back when it was spreading and people had to wear masks, had to stay social distance. No, God brought us together. We don't social distance.
Okay.
To me, God gave me something that's really important. It's called a brain. It's called survival. It's called instinct, right and wrong, all those things.
Right. Well, if everybody starts dying, then you're creating a big distance right there. So that kind of negates it, I think. Now the Stampede, what was it? They were gathered together and somebody got panicked.
100,000 ultra-Orthodox Jews in an area that was not able to hold that many people in northern Israel.
Okay.
I lived in northern Israel.
Orthodox and ultra-Orthodox, I know the headgear is different, like the Russian.
No, the Hasidic have the payas.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Notice the long payas from the temples. And that's because in the Bible it says don't cut your hair from the temples. Very simple. I don't know how it gets any more simpler. So people take things that they want to take. It also says love everybody in the Bible, but a lot of people skip that part. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm just saying that's what the payas are. And then there's my grandparents and I were considered Orthodox Jews. That means, we went to the holidays, they did the thing, they did that. But my Bubba, my grandmother, which is Bubba, and how about this one, Paul? How about when I came to Texas and I heard somebody say, "Hey, Bubba," What you doing? And to me, the only Bubba I know is a Yiddish Jewish grandmother. This is the only vision in my head is Bubba, my Bubba.
It's about as opposite as you could get. Yes.
As opposite as you can get. So anyway, my grandfather, Papa Jack, had diabetes from an accident. He got crushed between two trucks. He was a truck driver at one point. So anyway, he got crushed. He got diabetes. And the doctor told Bubba that he needs to have more sodium in his diet. My mother, my Uncle Herbie, they all grew up eating kosher. That means you don't mix milk with meat. There's you have to have two sets of plates. You don't eat pork. You don't eat shellfish. You only eat fish with scales. That's basically what it is. That's orthodox, okay? As soon as my grandmother knew that my grandfather's life was kind of in jeopardy, that was it with that. He ate ham sandwiches, okay, every day for lunch, because that kind of superseded what the two plates and the milk and the meat and all that, okay? I need my husband to be alive. Right. So anyway, that's orthodox. The next one is ultra orthodox. And then there's even probably one above them. And believe it or not, ultra orthodox don't like Orthodox Jews because they think because Jews are the chosen people, we're really not following the rules, if that makes sense to you.
Okay.
So you remember the hate thing has nothing to do with melanin.
Right. So the strange thing is that the Jews and Muslims can eat the same food?
They can't eat the same foods. Pork, it's in the Bible. Back then, trichinosis were killing people by the thousands. So wise men looked at the pig. They saw 3 hooves. They said, guess what? No more pig. That was it. Done. And that's why people didn't eat pork. It wasn't a religious. It was like, you idiot. Like, don't put bleach in your body. Okay, don't do it. So it became a rule. Don't shove a light bulb up.
That was my second question. No light bulbs. Okay.
No, so that would have been in the kosher rules if they wrote them now.
Okay. I guess you can add to the rules, I suppose. Well, anyway.
Okay. Do you have something that happened lately?
Yeah, I want to talk about I guess education in a way, but very soon high school seniors have to choose the college that they want to go to in the next few days. And I was just thinking about how difficult it's been for anybody to be in school for the last year and a half. And I really felt bad for people in my community. Typically, when folks graduate high school, they're getting ready for the graduation, everybody's coming out, and they had it virtual last year. They didn't have
all seniors. It is decision day.
It's decision day coming up.
That's what I'm saying.
So hopefully they can go to college in the fall, but you may have to show that you've proved that you've had the vaccinations.
Sure.
And that may lead to another thing where people were anti-vaxxers because they're putting something in. One of the big urban legends or country legends or whatever is that Bill Gates is putting some special robots inside of the serum to do something or to have after effects or make you crazy. Or do something.
What'd you say?
Yeah, exactly.
What? I had both shots.
Yeah, I can tell. I had both shots. So somebody asked me what effect did it have on you? Said it made me better looking. I was making a joke. But I've known people who've had reactions. I didn't have a reaction. My wife didn't have a reaction. My daughter did have a reaction.
Difference between a reaction and a robot inside of you.
It might be
different. Between a sore arm and a robot doing that to me.
Well, yeah, Camille got the robot for about a day and then it passed. A couple other people got reactions, a few others actually, same age, so it's whatever,
Mm-hmm.
And someone said, well, that's the sign that your immune system's kicking in, or, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I don't feel any different, sore arm for a couple of days. But the thing is that, going to school now, everything is just so hard. All the folks that were educated at homes, and homeschooling didn't work. I've read stories about teachers who are fired because they were saying inappropriate things on the Zoom call. And
really?
Cursing out kids or ethnic slurs and things like that. Or they thought the mic was on mute and it wasn't.
Yeah.
So you lose, everything is is a little more jacked up than usual. And it's, your timing is bad. And I look at things and say, well, gee, I'm glad I don't have any kids in school now. And I'm glad of this. I'm glad I missed that. There's a lot of stuff I didn't miss, but it seems like every group has a challenge that a previous group did not have. It's always something.
Yeah.
Just so someone raising children today, I think, has a harder time than someone doing 30 years ago.
100%.
And same 30 years before and 30 years before.
100%. Well, it was a lot simpler, a lot less choices.
Yes. Right. Technology gives us more choices. So I just think it's a challenging time for everybody, in education, teachers. Some of them are going bonkers at home. It's hard for them to teach. It's difficult. We do have.
You have something for our parents to do. You got something that maybe we could do to help us through this, because I know by you being a parent, myself being a parent, our kids going to college, we've been through all this.
Right. Well, for people at home, if you're a parent, try to do some work with yourself, work with your children. Or find someone who can work with them. Don't just sit home and watch TV and expect everyone to do everything and transmit all the knowledge. And if you don't know anything, basically pick up a book. Pick up a book on something you don't know and just learn something. Get into the learning mode and not the oppositional mode. So, kids aren't fighting at school. They may actually be picking something up.
Paul, there's nothing wrong with the parent learning either, because, you have a quest for knowledge all the time. Right. And my father used to say, the dumber you are, the smarter you become. So if you don't know the math that your children are doing, instead of throwing up your hands, maybe start learning math with them. It's fun. I'm not kidding, to use your brain. And that's a lot of people don't even know why you learn calculus. And the excuse is, we don't ever use calculus. No, you exercise your brain, just like you never run stairs when you play basketball. There's no running stairs in the Olympics.
Right. I haven't seen Steph Curry do the stairs during a game yet.
I guarantee you he's done them in his life. Sure. I can guarantee you that. So you have to exercise things, including your brain.
I agree. And something you can do, here's a little tip, practice. I'm told they took cursive writing out of schools, which is a huge mistake. You should practice writing scripts, print, do cursive on both hands. Right hand, left hand. Reason being, the other hand, you'll be terrible. It has nothing to do about terrible. You're exercising a different part of your brain, actually. It's an exercise thing. It's not a beauty contest. I got that it's not original. I just heard that a few years ago from an elite athletic trainer who also did these mind things. Mm-hmm. He brought that up. His name was Matt Fury. He's written books on physical conditioning, combat hard, combat abs, combat conditioning stuff. And I listened to him at a seminar, and I said, that's pretty interesting. And he wrote a book on it. I bought the book, and I do it every once in a while. I haven't done it in a while, but I'll write my name maybe 10 times across, right? I'll print it 10 times. I'll do it with the left hand 10 times. And it's getting better and better. But it has nothing to do with better and better. You're exercising a different part of your brain. So taking cursive writing out, that's a mistake, because they're losing exercise and they're losing a lot of stuff.
Paul, that's why they call you Dr. Paul Thompson. And this is a great time to tell our listeners and our viewers to please subscribe, share, and like this show, because it helps us and it'll help Dr. Paul even get smarter, because he'll go back to school and get another doctorate in something else. So everybody out there, we really love doing this. Just subscribe, share, and like the show. Thanks. Ready for the next topic? Quick one.
Sure.
There's I feed my dogs raw chicken. I have 4 Great Danes now, and they eat raw chicken. They specifically chicken necks, which are like 99 cents a pound. Actually, it's almost as cheap as good dog food. So anyway, I feed them raw chicken.
How much you go through in a day?
How much chicken? They get about a pound a piece. Plus they get, healthy kibble with it. But I think that they love natural food. What do you think they had in the wolves had? Kibbles and bits out there? No, they had chickens that they caught and killed. And they kind of love to eat the bones. Anyway, they love it, and dogs can't get salmonella. How about that?
I didn't know that. Okay.
Nope, they can't. So anyway, I have befriended a really nice guy, George, at my local food depot, who's the meat manager. And so him and I have become close. And I went into Food Depot the other day, and he said, "Look, man, them chicken wings, they're going like drugs, man. People are trying to pay me under the table for chicken wings." I'm going, "What?" He said, "There's a big chicken shortage." And I read today that there's a major chicken shortage. But the question I wanted to say, do you remember when that golfer told Tiger Woods that once he won his green jacket, he was going to invite him over and give him fried chicken?
I remember that, yes.
Yeah. Is that racist or is that true? Because I love fried chicken. Most Black people I know love fried chicken. How about this? Most people I know love fried chicken. Popeyes is not making billions of dollars because of Black people. So are we allowed to start telling the truth, or does everything have to have a tone to it? But anyway, I always thought about that. Fried chicken. I love fried chicken. Popeyes. I love Popeyes. Kentucky. I guess you have to, maybe they'll be our sponsors. Guess who owns Wingstop out here?
Who?
Rick Ross.
Oh, really?
Yep. Owns a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's one near us.
Yes. And he lives in Evander Holyfield's old mansion.
That's a nice mansion. I've never been there. My daughter went there once at a birthday party. She knew one of his children. She talked about a swimming pool and a bowling alley. I thought she was making it up. And then I talked to another guy who did the insurance for the place. Said, "No, there is one down there." Okay.
Do you know, living in a place like that, it's millions upon millions of dollars for the house, right? Mm-hmm. It costs you $250,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year for upkeep.
To maintain it.
Never forget that.
Right. I think that was like a $10 million house, I think.
Yes. Well, I have, we have 20 acres here, and it's nothing like his house. But I just bought $500 worth of mulch, and I need some more. So I can't imagine, and that's mulch. I'm not talking about the trimmings and this and that. And so people, and that's what happens a lot of times. Athletes or people who come into large sums of money, they buy these big and expensive things, and they don't realize that maintenance is a major part of this purchase.
That's right. Got to keep it up.
So what do you think about chicken?
A lot of people are moving off the meat thing and going vegan and saving the planet and saving the health. You got to watch some of these chickens are shot up with antibiotics and all kinds.
Oh my God.
There's different qualities. There's different qualities.
Oh, I forgot to tell you this part of it. Beyond Meat is coming up with a fake chicken product. That's part of the story. Yes.
Okay.
You know what's going to happen? I remember when the price of cigarettes in New York went up to, who knows, $15 a pack or whatever. And there were brothers on the street. I'm not lying. I went to visit my daughter on 125th Street. I was walking where the Apollo is, and dudes were going, "Psst, psst. Yo, man, I got them Newports. I got them Newports." Same dudes who said, "I got that crack, I got that horse, heroin, whatever they're selling. Got them Newports, dog. Got them Newports." So what are they going to be saying now? Got them wings, man. Got them wings. Meet me around the corner. Get that dozen.
There'd be plenty. Watch out for the fried food, though. Watch out for too much fried food. Now, a friend of mine said he got an air fryer. He said the air fryer is great. I've seen them advertised.
We use it.
Okay, you've got one. So
you don't have one?
No.
Are you joking, Paul?
No, I've seen them advertised.
Oh no, you have to go get one today. What do you do with all your money? You just sit on it.
We had a George Foreman for a while. That was something.
I know. So did I. This is, I know George Foreman. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, ever. Okay, that's how nice he is.
We should have him on the podcast. We should get him.
Yes, I would love to. He helped with my father's book. He had a lot of quotes in there, and they interviewed him about my dad, Bundini. Don't Believe the Hype is the name of the book. So anyway, George Foreman. So I was watching him later on in his years. He was fighting until he was 50 or something. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he lost a close decision, right? This is way in his late years. He lost a close decision, and they interview him. They don't even interview the winner. And
that's Tommy Morrison? Was that when he fought Tommy Morrison, I think?
No, I don't think it was that big of a fight. Okay. No. This was it was like on ESPN.
Okay.
No pay-per-view, no nothing. So anyway, they went up to him. They didn't even interview the winner. They went up to him because he's famous. What do you think, George? Everybody thinks they robbed you. They robbed you. He says, well, I've had some fights that I didn't think I won, but I won. But what's real important is the new George Foreman grill, because with it, you can fry, dice, my God. The grease runs off it. He said, okay, George, that's great about the grill, but what about them taking this fight from you? It happens in sports. Now, the new grill has a new flap that comes. It was the coolest thing I've ever. He could care less about this fight. I have TV time. My new grill just came out. I'm selling the grill. Just common sense to me. Well, you're going to whine and cry about a fight? You're not fighting for the championship. It doesn't matter. I just loved it anyway.
Interesting. I remember watching Mike Tyson fought Larry Holmes, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't go very long. And I think someone asked Larry Holmes what he did. He said, I didn't train. I didn't do this. They offered me it's like $2 million to do it. And he's building a building or something. He was constructing a building. He needed about another $2 million to get it done. So,
remember the last fight the champ Ali had when he got his butt beat? It was in the Bahamas or Bermuda or something. It was terrible. My dad, him were on the cover of Sports Illustrated. He looked horrible sitting in the corner. Anyway,
yeah.
That's correct. It was for $11 million, and he fought that fight because he was broke. Okay. The Muslims and every other bad person I can think of, these leeches took all his money. So he got his butt kicked in the end for $11 million. And his wife, his fifth wife, or whatever number, just sold his name for like $50 million. And I could go into more, but I don't want to. But he never got to see his wealth. People took advantage of him. I'll tell you a quick story about him. You know, he paid his taxes the day after the fight because he believed that Joe Louis, the white man, came and got Joe Louis because of taxes, because Joe Louis didn't pay his taxes. Well, Joe Louis, his management didn't pay it anyway. And he also never wanted to invest it with white people because he thought that Sugar Ray Robinson and other fighters who invested with white people got ripped off. So he never invested with white people. The problem is he still invested with bad people. It wasn't the white people that ripped off Joe Louis. It was bad white people. You know, so the champ got ripped off by bad people. They weren't white, but they were bad. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. You know, our 11 facts in life, one of the sayings in our 11 facts in life, and I really want your opinion on this, is what would you rather be? Would you rather be right or would you rather be happy?
What? It was just me personally. I'd say I'd rather be happy. The being right is more ego-driven. I'm right. I told you. I didn't tell you. Okay, fine. You did. What comes out of it? Yeah, I'm going to go for the happy. I think that's kind of an easy one. I had to think about it for a second, but okay, I'm right. Okay, I'm right. I'm wrong most of the time. But that's more of an
scared me. You scared me with that little pause. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to leave it in because I was going to, oh, no, we have to cut this? You were thinking about it. That's so cute. I think it's 100% being happy. Look, I'm 66 years old. I got 34 more summers left. Okay. That's it. Just 34. I'm going for 100. If I go past it, it's bonus. But I'm shooting for 100. I'm letting you know. Every moment of my life from now on, I just want to be happy. Isn't that why we did everything? Isn't that why we made money? Isn't that why we have wives and children and we enjoy all the things that we like? Because we like to be happy. And sometimes we get false happiness from false things like drugs and alcohol and people and, you know, money and all these other things that substitute for real happiness. Mm-hmm. So I think I'd rather be right or rather be happy. Let me tell you something. Happy, you know this, happy wife, happy life. I don't care anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't mind being wrong because I learned something.
Right.
Another quick little thing I do also, Paul, I blame everything on myself now. And do you know why? Because now I have control. As soon as I blame something on you, Paul, I have lost control. So my ego is good enough that I believe everything that happens is my fault that happens to me. because now I can do something about it. So
well, you're also taking responsibility.
correct. That's in the fact in life too. Take responsibility for your actions. Paul, can you give me a Wingman story, please?
Here's a quick one. Wingman story on the great Mr. Bill Blackman, who I've known since I was 12 years old. In fact, he's a house guest. He's here now. He's still asleep, I think. He's down the other end of the house. But he is one who's always, he shared my vision when I told him I wanted to fly years ago. A lot of folks thought I was crazy. But he and another friend listened to me forever and ever and ever. So we'd be playing basketball or doing something, whatever, and I would talk about this and talk about that. He never dissuaded me. Was always supportive, still supportive. That's just who he is. And the Wingman part is, it's, some of the friendships you have last your lifetime through births and deaths and ups and downs. And now we go from 12 years old. Now we're pushing 70. We're close, reasonably close to it within 36 months or whatever. And
talk for yourself.
Yeah. It's like, he's
more months than that.
He's still the same.
My month's so close.
Okay. It goes quicker. It goes quicker. He's still the same. He talks more than you do, actually. He can out-talk you.
Wow.
And, now you and Stephen A. Smith, no, he couldn't out-talk both of you together, but I don't think he could do Stephen A. Smith. He would match him. But he was always enthusiastic. He's had a lot of ups and downs and health challenges, big health challenges. But he still comes out swinging, and he's still happy, and he's still pleasant. That's tough to do. In and out of pain. He's still there. He's still the same person. He's still the same 13-year-old. Doesn't move quite as quick and move. You wouldn't, way we all move, way he moves now, you wouldn't think that was the same guy on the basketball court. He would give you a good run for your money.
But Paul, can I interrupt you for 1 second about this? You said he's your wingman.
Yes.
I want the people out there to do what you do. You're his wingman also. And you look after him. And maybe you could tell him how good that feels to stay with a friend. And when he's going through troubles, like I'd love people out there who hear this could get that feeling that you're getting by helping him. Right.
Because I'm going to tell him, when he wakes up, I'm going to tell him you're part of the show. He doesn't know this. I just thought about it like about 20 minutes ago. Yeah. He's the ultimate wingman, just a good person. And hopefully we'll be together for a lot more years.
We will. Well, Paul, guess what? I hope everybody really enjoyed this show. I hope they subscribe to it. I hope they share it. I hope they like it. I hope they watch it on YouTube. I just really love being with you doing this show. And we really hope everybody enjoyed it. And we thank you so much for your time. It's our most valuable commodity. We really want to thank you for being here. And we're still floating like butterflies and stinging like bees. Rumble, you badass jet pilots, rumble. Bye, Brother Paul. My brother, my wingman, Dr. Paul Thompson.
Okay, Mr. Drew, bye-bye. Take care. We'll see you next time.